Welcome to this SCORE webinar. This is the first in a series on ownership design provided through SCORE Mentors Green Bay.
Well, hello. Like Laurel said, my name is VandeHei, and I am the HR manager of Zepnick Solutions. Our corporate headquarters is in Green Bay, and we are an engineering and equipment solution provider in the food, paper, and consumer goods industries. We were founded in 2000 by Jody Zepnick, and in 2019 became 100% employee owned. So, throughout our growth, we've seen it in all aspects of our business, from sales, project sizes. We went from, just one little piece of a project to now doing entire lines and greenfield projects, different industries. We opened our second location in the midst of COVID in June of 2020. So that was super exciting. Then as all of these awesome things are happening, Jody is also starting to transition out to retirement, which is what kind of had us looking at ESOPs and different transition pieces. So we made the transition to an ESOP for a handful of reasons. And as I said, just to take a jab at Jody's in these two pictures. They're kind of flip-flop, but you can see over 22 years, he's a little grayer. He is ready to start spending more time with his grandbabies and up north working on projects. So this was really, his baby, and we want to continue his legacy. So what we did is, when we're looking at an ESOP, first and foremost, it allows him to set the pace of his retirement. It just makes an orderly transition. It is his legacy. We want to make sure that we are, running as he kind of intended, and we continue the culture and what he's built, starting from 1 employee up to 51. One other aspect of moving to an ESOP is he built these great relationships with our core customers, and obviously they've gotten to know him. For an engineer, he talks a lot, so they knew he was kind of on his path to retirement. And with that, they're wondering what that means for Zepnick Solutions. When, as he kind of rides off into the sunset, what does that do? So when they found out that we were becoming an ESOP, that had a very positive kind of response for our customers. It just allows them to know the outlook of the company, the fact that we are trying to retain our employees, we're trying to function in the same way that we have been, and also gives them peace of mind knowing that we have more buy-in and commitment from our current employees. So those were two good reasons. But then in HR, if we go to the next slide, the most important piece, obviously in my line, is the people piece. So all things people, we want to maintain our culture. Jody worked really hard at making sure that when he started Zepnick Solutions, we were a great place to work. And obviously people that say that maybe didn't have such great experiences in the past. So he has kind of built this into a place where he would want to work. And obviously he's got family working here, and I originally started this slide with our controller. I think she was 7 at a family party, and now she has graduated from college and started working here, and now she's our controller. Her dad is an electrical designer, and that's the kind of feel that we have. Family is important, humility is important, and we want to continue that culture and to continue to build on that. With that, obviously we have super low turnover, and we have really loyal employees, and becoming an ESOP is just a better retirement path for them. We offer it in addition to a standard 401k plan. So, it has just really awesome, an awesome impact on what our employees' futures look like. And then also it continues to hopefully inspire employee growth, like wanting growth throughout the company. Change is really hard for a lot of people. So, you know, we've been doing kind of big things, opening a second location. But all of these growth opportunities really impact our employees' retirement now, because the better we do, the more they help us profit, the more goes back into their pocket. So not only is it working on profitability now, but also in the future, making sure that we're training our younger engineers and setting the company up for long-term success, because obviously we need the valuations and the profitability to be high when you're in retirement, when you're getting those distributions. So with that, the people really are kind of a huge part of our focus, just because that was the core reason for starting our own business. And then next slide, all things are great and happy, but there's obviously always a learning curve. So specifically in my role, I do the, most of the administration, and personally, you just don't know what you don't know. And sometimes it's hard to even know which questions to ask. So it's learning who your resources are, relying on your third-party administrator, figuring out what those timelines are and how you explain those timelines to other people. Learning about distributions was kind of interesting, because we did have our first distribution, and it's just new. And then as a small business, we did not have reviewed financials. So, that was an added expense that, small businesses maybe aren't as accustomed to. And then following GAAP standards for our accounting team. And then also looking at the different, just compliance things with our 401k plan and different, super fun ERISA stuff. Another issue that I thought I would bring up is just the transition for Jody, our founder, and how, kind of letting go of the reins a little bit and maintaining, but still maintaining that structure. And then also communicating that to employees. We've talked briefly about this at the last webinar, but who's making those business decisions, and communicating that out to the employees so they understand just how things operate, because we still have a corporate structure. Jody is still in charge. He just has, a president and vice presidents with him. So, yeah, those have been my learning curves, kind of real quick summary, but just things that take a while to get used to, I guess.